Storm Giant is an 8-mana 8/8 with Taunt that can be endlessly forged, and for every time we forge it, it reduces its cost by 2. So basically we can spend 2 mana now to reduce its cost by 2 mana in the future. And the main reason this is good is because once it gets down to 2 or 0 mana, we can resurrect it with Unending Swarm, a 6-mana spell that resurrects all our 2 or lower cost minions that died this game. And we can get more copies of Storm Giants with Celestial Projectionist, which adds a temporary copy to our hand, which we can then probably play for 0 mana, and also Melted Maker, a 3-mana minion that says whenever we forge a card, we get an extra copy added to our hand. So between these two cards, it's not out of the question for Unending Swarm to summon 7 8/8 taunts, which most decks simply cannot deal with. Love a Storm Giant. Very interesting hand. Probably just forge into Coin Seedsman into Topior, right? Sure, that's a big elemental. I am going to trade off a 3/2 to not take 4 damage. Maybe I don't need to be that worried about taking damage when I have Solar Eclipse and Frost Lotus Blossom in hand. But it kind of feels like if I don't die, I win in this matchup. Which sounds kind of stupid, but is also true. Lifebinder's Gift, no real reason I would need discounts. So let's just get some more gas for Topior. Another Innervate even, but I'm not going to play that here. I have Solar Eclipse Bioluminescence, but I unfortunately don't play Moonbeam in this deck. If my other Planted Evidence can find Moonbeam, then maybe I could randomly OTK my opponent. It would be pretty easy to get 14 spell damage. Planted Evidence? Oh my god. I'm going for it. Easiest Moonbeam of my life. Unlucky. Soul the Forest conflicts with my Unending Swarm, so I probably don't want that. I guess I'm down to play Due Process. Although I kind of wanted to Solar Eclipse and draw 4 here. That's probably fine, right? We'd love to see Ignis. I do need to dump a card. I can't believe I didn't rope there. I just totally lost my cursor. Seems like we're doing okay this game, though. Next turn might just be 5-mana Ignis Weapon. Hope it has Wind Fury, push 6. Okay, maybe not. Melted Maker is excellent here. I do just play it, right? Do a little forging. A little more forging. Slightly more forging. And that's a play. I have an unending swarm as well. Mage is not especially good at dealing with boards like this, but maybe they can have a solid alibi. I'm not too worried about solid alibi though, since I am at 50. Oh wow. Double projectionist? Well, I can't really play the projectionists this turn. I guess this turn is probably just like Ignis Pass, I don't know. We'll figure something out. Hey, my other Storm Giant. Lifesteal adjacent. These all kind of suck, to be honest. Oh, I forgot I had a rush on my Shrevagazor. Oh, I still had this thing in play. I kind of forgot about that. So I am overdrawing. If I overdraw Unending Swarm, that does suck. Could have maybe gone for a line of play that got more Storm Giants. Definitely digging for alibi here. Oh, that's so tragic. Am I supposed to keep Frost Lotus Seedling? I don't think so. I heard Nature Shaman is making a comeback. That is a bit scary. But I did find my Storm Giant. What can I do with this curve? Forge on 3, Forge on 4. I guess... Oh, Melted Maker. So Forge on 3, Forge on 4, then it's down to 2 mana. And then turn 5, I can Forge it and play Projectionist for 2 8/8s. I don't know if 2 8/8s are even that good. But then if one lives, I can copy and make another. What if I Wild Growth? I go up to 5 mana next turn, and then I can Forge. I guess Wild Growth is just better here, right? Because then turn 6, or on 6 mana, I can just go Forge, project. And then if they deal with that, I have a nasty Unending Swarm. Looks like the Melted Maker is not going to get much chance to play here, but that's fine. Or maybe Melted Maker is better at some point. Innervate? There's no point in innervating the 3rd Forge this turn, because I'm not playing an 8/8. I guess we'll just double Forge. And then I guess next turn can be Melted Maker instead of one of the Projectionists, which is probably better. Because then if a giant lives, I can project it. Okay, well I didn't get Bloodlusted, so... Oh, well they're only on 4 mana. Melted Maker, Forge, Giant, Project, Giant. I mean, I guess that's the play. Alright, so now even with Bloodlust, my opponent should be in trouble, I think. Well, they can clear my board with Bloodlust, but that's not good for them. And by clear my board, I mean clear my 8/8s. But then I can just play 6 mana for a bunch more 8/8s. It doesn't seem like there's much decision making here. If you're playing Bloodlust, you're just clicking on my taunts. Okay, they decided to keep the frog. I guess that does make sense. Oh, it's going face. That's kind of scary. But I don't know... I don't really know what I should be scared of. Well, these cards are all just simply bad. Well, if they've got 3 damage, they got me. Cool. Nice. If this deck can beat Totem Shaman, it can beat anything. Do I keep double Storm Giant? I think you kind of only need 1, don't you? I don't think Coin Forge is the play. Whole bunch of garbage. Maybe in the future we can draw a card with this Wrath. See if we can hit something relevant here. I guess Widowbloom Seedsman is a good card. I've got a pretty cheap Storm Giant, but I need something to go with it. What an underwhelming card. Next turn I can draw into and play a Topior. If I had something to actually spend mana with after playing the Innervates, that would be good. Is that armor? Oh, I don't care about armor. Kind of want to Solar Eclipse this Blossom. Is that smart? I think it's fine. So I have melted makers, but I got this thing a bit low. Maybe I should have left it on 4. And my other storm giants on the bottom of my deck. We love a Wind Fury, and it's got to be Summon. Alright, got the best weapon. So they do have Wind Fury on their weapon. Which means I think if they gain 19 armor next turn, I'm dead. It's pretty hard to gain 19 armor. But we'll force them to have even more than that. I don't really mind playing all 3 of the 8/8s since I do have double Unending Swarm. Brawl, of course. Okay, my worst minion lived. Love to see it. Wow, they Blade Storm that? That's a crazy Blade Storm. I was thinking it would be nice to have Solar Eclipse for the first Unending Swarm, but it was actually kind of nice to play the 3/2 to block from another Blade Storm. Well, I've seen 2 brawls. And they lost their Wind Fury weapon. I don't know, I'm not that scared anymore. Let's just do this to make a Blade Storm blocker. Sure. Kind of want to play this Great Mace, but then the 9/4 is a bit of a pain in the ass. So maybe I do some other stuff. Let's shoot you, and then I guess we will double Evidence. Drum Circle's insane. These kind of are bad. I'll just take the Nature spell, I suppose. Alright, well now they're just dead to my weapon. Nice.
Class is in session.
Alright, let's just start forging early. Alright, we innervate double forge next turn, and then it can just be a projectionist play on turn 4. Do I want to just play a couple 8/8s next turn? My hand doesn't really support it that well. I think I'm just gonna... I don't know, maybe turn 5 is like Melted Maker, Double Storm Giant or something. Alright, so I think it's Melted Maker Double Storm Giant next turn. And then there's like a good chance I can project the Storm Giant and play another one. Whoa, they discarded Chaotic Consumption. That's certainly a choice. Sure, but you're leaving up the scary ones?
Can you feel the gift of the sun?
Really excited for my Warlock opponent to have equality next turn.
You've created a temporal anomaly.
This Innervate's actually a sick draw. Because I can do this. Alright, the hand is looking pretty sketchy. But we've reached the point where it seems hard for the Warlock to deal with what we've done. Symphony. But even if they hit the clear here, they're just dead, right? I guess maybe they have a way to deal with one of these, but... wonder if that could ever hit anything that would be relevant. Alright.
Elise versus Malfurion. Feel the power of the wild world.
Class is in session.
Widowbloom Seedsman is a great card. We'll just take an aquatic form. Probably just going Coin Seedsman into Flower Child. Almost guarantees I'll have a Storm Giant. I can start forging for the Melted Maker. Alright, weak turn from the opponent. That's what we love to see.
We all exist in harmony.
Topior on 6, and there's our first Storm Giant. I'd actually love to draw an Innervate this turn to go with Topior Planted Evidence. I think I do play Topior here, and then sometime in the future I'll have Solar Eclipse plus Lotus Blossom to gain a ton of armor. And I shouldn't need to worry about dying at that point. No more nature spells, unfortunately. I'll just take an aquatic form. I already have an unending swarm. I kind of feel like if I get to a point where I can cast the first one, the game is over, so I'll just take an innervate here. Another seedling, sure.
Sands of time run low.
I might be overdrawing one here, but that's okay. And sometimes I'm not overdrawing one here. Alright, opponent has no board and I'm at 40. They probably do have Ignis in their deck though, so if they can find that, I can always just lose to it. But I have my own Ignis and I do have a Forge card to go with it. Next turn might even just be double Forge and then play Ignis and eat an overdraw.
Nature speaks through my tunes.
Time waits for no one.
Created a temporal anomaly.
Nature speaks through my tunes.
Alright, let's just start Ignising. We want the big one. And who wouldn't want Wind Fury? Alright, armor's fine. So this does 30 damage and heals for 48. If I get up to 88 armor, it's gonna be really hard for the opponent to kill me. Even if they have this giant hero power. But it is getting even gianter.
Temporal anomaly.
So I can Melted Maker, Forge, and then just play a couple 1-manas. That seems fine. I have 10 cards in hand. I thought I had one more hand slot. Well, we can do this.
Can't stand the heat.
I lose another die. Already attacked.
And then next turn I have another Melted Maker. Can play a bunch of these Storm Giants. At the moment, I'm not desperate for the armor out of the Runic Great Mace. Okay, they do have Ignis. If they get Wind Fury, that could be an extra 16 damage, but I'm at 38. And I'm gonna have a bunch of taunts that I think a Druid just can't really deal with.
As you can see, my client is.
Forge, we're up to 10, so we dump one and then forge again. And then we dump one and then we forge again. And then we play the 8/8s. Probably should have spaced them a little bit differently since the opponent can have a cleave weapon. But I don't think the cleave... Maybe they can get cleave poisonous, which would be kind of annoying, but they would still be dead. Deal 6 and cleave. Shouldn't the battle cry on this work with the cleave effect? Like, it wouldn't have mattered here, but it should work, right?